If your max budget is $2,000 a month all in, I'm going to show you what that buys in the Indianapolis metro area right now, because the answer is not whatever Zillow made you believe at 1 a.m. Most people only look at the home price, but your monthly payment includes taxes and insurance, and those can change the whole game. I'll give you the real price range, then I'll show you actual homes in different parts of the Indy metro area so you can see what you're trading, location, size, and updates. I'm Brian, I'm a realtor here in Indianapolis. I used to be a math teacher, so let's do the math, but let's not make it weird. As I said, we're going to use a monthly payment of $2,000, and for the Indianapolis area, that's pretty reasonable. That $2,000 is made up the following. Principal and interest, which is essentially what is paying back your loan. Property taxes and home insurance are also put into that amount of money. Those are held in an escrow account. Your mortgage company pays your taxes and insurance when those bills come due. Every month you are paying towards that amount, and then the big chunk is just taken out when the bill comes due. PMI and MIP are only for particular loans. PMI is private mortgage insurance. MIP is mortgage insurance premium. PMI is put on a loan if you have a conventional loan until you have 20% of the house paid off. MIP is for an FHA loan, and that stays on the loan for the entirety of the loan itself. Keep in mind, HOA is not included in this $2,000 a month. Not every home is in an HOA, and each HOA is different, and that amount of money can fluctuate over the time that you live there. So that does need to be factored in if you're going to live in a neighborhood that has an HOA. Make sure that your lender knows that, because they do have to factor that into your monthly cost. Depending on your situation, it depends on where you're buying, which includes the city and the township and where the house is located. The interest amount can vary depending on what type of loan that you are getting, and that is something you have to talk to a lender about, because as a realtor, I have no control over that. And insurance also changes the game, because again, it depends on the size of your house, its location, which insurance carrier you're going with. There's just a lot of factors involved there that again, I can't control. So my numbers scenario here is very generic for the Indianapolis area, but not a specific location. Now, when it comes to your loan, there are different loan types. You've got FHA, you've got VA, which are both government-backed loans. You've got conventional loans. There's always a cash offer, but that has nothing to do with this particular scenario. So this is only for homes that involve getting a loan. Now, every loan can be different depending on how much you are putting down and how long the terms are, whether it's a 30-year loan, which is very typical. The next most typical is probably a 15-year loan, and then there are numbers in between or even lower than 15 that you could go, but it all depends on your financial situation. So let's take a look at the three common loan types here and what down payment scenarios and how that changes things. For an FHA loan, the minimum down payment is 3.5%. If you want to stick to a $2,000 a month budget, then you're going to afford a house that's around $270,000 to $295,000. If you want to go conventional with 5% down, then you're looking possibly at a $280,000 to $305,000 house. If you bump that up to 10% down, you can afford a bigger or more expensive house, $295,000 to $315,000. Keeping in mind again, HOA would reduce your prices because that does have to factor into your monthly cost. These aren't the only possible down payment options. Some people do qualify for a conventional loan at 3% down. That is usually the lowest number that I hear. A VA loan, of course, you can do for 0% down, and that is an option that veterans do have. But for the most part, you're looking at one of these three numbers, or anywhere from 5, 10, and upwards from there. Now, these numbers can vary depending on scenario, so these are not set in stone, and I'm not giving financial advice. You do need to talk to a lender before you can verify any of these numbers and what it works for your situation. Taking a look at the current market for January 26 in Indianapolis and the 7 donut counties that surround Indianapolis and Marion County. There are currently 520 available homes priced from $270,000 to $315,000. Let's look at what that specifically looks like for some homes around that area. Starting with the group that would be an FHA loan at 3.5% down, pricing between 270 and 295, for example, there are currently 296 homes available in that price range. As we can see, two here, the one on the left is in Fishers, the one on the right is in Greenwood, two very sought after cities around Indianapolis. And you can see that you can get some very nice homes. These two are vacant, which means that the homeowner no longer lives there. The one on the right looks like it might be a flip house. Can't really tell that for sure, but you can see that the home value you're getting at the $285,000 price point is quite good. Would only require maybe 3.5% down. Same idea here. Back to our original example, this is a 5% down scenario, so homes that are between 280 and 305 potentially. There are currently 317 homes in that price point. Here are some of those available homes. The one on the left is in Avon on the west side of town. The one on the right is in Indianapolis downtown, very specifically the Bates Hendricks area. Now these homes do have furniture, so it looks a little bit different on your screen, but you can see they're very well taken care of. And for the value that you're getting at that price point with only requiring 5% down, this could be a great investment idea and shows you that there are homes at these price points that are really, really good homes and valuable to live in. And the last example is going back to the original chart, 10% down homes ranging from 295 to 315,000. There are 242 homes currently available at that price range. Two more homes to look at in that range. The one on the left is Hunter's Crossing in Franklin Township on the southeast side of town. The one on the right is in McCordsville, and the one on the right is a brand new construction home just built in 2025. So you can see you're getting very good value for your money at these price points and would require probably around 10% down in order to get into one of these. Now, there are a few things that you can do to potentially change your situation, get different financing, or make a budget into a $2,000 a month payment work for you. Here are some ideas. Ask for seller credits. Now, that could be closing costs or potentially the seller buying down your interest rate. If they're willing to contribute those type of finances to your final numbers, that can affect how much you can afford, because if you have less money coming out of your pocket, or if they can put money down towards buying down your interest rate, that means a smaller monthly payment. Another option would be new construction. A lot of builders right now are offering great financing deals down into the 4% range, and I've seen some even less than that. Now, that's usually not fixed for the entire length of the loan, but it is something that you might want to consider if you're looking for something to get yourself into a monthly budget rate of only $2,000. Another option is to broaden your search. If you can broaden your search by maybe 10 minutes, that often changes options more than money does. Being a little bit farther away from the center of town or a little bit farther away from the local school district, maybe on the outskirts of a particular city, that can actually save you money simply because those areas aren't in such demand and might give you an opportunity to get a house at a lower price, thus getting you a lower monthly payment. So if you had $2,000 a month, are you choosing closer to downtown or more space in the suburbs? If you found this helpful, give me a thumbs up. Drop me a comment if you would like some more information on homes in the Indianapolis area, and please share this with someone that you know might be looking for a home in and around Indianapolis. Thanks for watching.